Okay, it is going to be a relatively short Viva on the street tonight. A lot of you have been saying, where is Pudge? I hope you're not neglecting her for Winston. I am not. Pudge is doing very well. She hasn't lost any weight, even though we've reduced her to one beef patty twice a day. Okay, either way, update. What's going on? Not much of a change. Today I did a video documenting a case that came out of the courts in The Hague, in the Netherlands, that declared the the curfew, not the lockdown, in the Netherlands to be illegal, or at the very least unlawful. Not unconstitutional, because on the merits of the curfew, who knows? The reason it was declared to be unlawful or illegal is that it was imposed under the Emergency Powers Act, or whatever the equivalent is in the Netherlands, where the court said this is not an emergency measure. Like the example they gave was the breaching of a dike. They said this, in order to be imposed, has to pass through the vote of the House or whatever. It has to pass through the legislative branch of government and not be imposed as an emergency edict without any sort of verification, debate, public process, or anything like that. That's what came out of The Hague. Oh my God, she's heavy. In the same day they got the judgment, however, the government appealed it, obtained an emergency order to suspend the execution of the judgment. So they got the stay of the initial judgment declaring the curfew illegal. And they're going to have a hearing tomorrow. That's one thing. We'll see where it goes. It's, even in law, when you win, you still lose. The deep thought that I had of the evening tonight to talk about how scientific all of these government responses to COVID is. In Quebec, we're still under curfew. Whatever, depending where you live. In Gatineau, the same area where the judge dismissed the constitutional challenge to the curfew, in Gatineau, Quebec, whatever, a kilometer to the west, in Ontario, people are going out to pubs. Pubs are open. There's no curfew. That's how scientific it is that 1 kilometer to the west, not only do you not have a curfew, but people can mingle and go to restaurants, bars, pubs, whatever are the rules in Ontario. From what I understand, people are in fact allowed to go to pubs so long as they respect a certain maximum occupancy. I went out tonight with Winston and the 2 other kids, and we were walking the dogs, and they said, don't we have to respect the curfew? And I said, and I meant it, and I believe it, and it really actually still hurts my stomach. It's a sad, sad world that my kids have to grow up in, a world where they have to question whether or not they can leave their house. And I said to them, it's a sick and sad world that you have to ask whether or not we're under curfew when you want to leave the house at night. And they said, well, parents impose curfews on their kids all the time. Kids have to come home before a certain time. And I'm like, yes, that is the role of the parent with the child. And that is not the role with the government, with the citizen. The government is not my parent. The government is not my father or my mother imposing a curfew, dictating my life to me. That is not the role of the government. But in tyrannical, authoritarian regimes where the government thinks it is your parent, the parent of an adult who can otherwise make their own decisions for themselves. That's the mentality that we are currently living under. The government is to the citizenry what a parent is to their child. And that is a sick and sad way of viewing the world and the government. Every time I see a car, I think I'm getting arrested. I'm joking. I'm not getting arrested. But I'll tell you one thing. This dog is not getting any lighter. Oh my God. And what do you have to say for yourself? You know that you're a beast, right? Oh, I embarrassed her. That's the update. Try to keep it all together, people. Slowly but surely, the courts might come to the assistance of the people, or they might not, in which case the people will know that the courts are not necessarily there to protect the rights of the people, but rather the rights of the government. And that will be an indication as to which way the governments are going in the future, and which way one should be voting in the future. On that note, what do you say? Yeah, you say it. Peace out, people. Stay well.